Hey everyone, this is Michael with the general reading for Cancer Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for February 2020. I hope this video finds you all well, whether you're watching it for yourself or cross-watching for another individual with Cancer placements. I want to thank all of you who have supported this channel with your likes, shares, comments, and subscribes. It's because of all of you I'm able to continue doing this work and putting out these messages, so thank you so much. It really is an absolute gift to be able to do this for all of you. Before we actually go into the reading, I do have a few quick announcements to make. Firstly, I'm currently not offering my services, so if you are looking for a personal reading or Reiki session with me, I will be resuming those towards the middle of the month. As I know it was for many of you, last month was pretty challenging for me with all those conjunctions and that eclipse that we had. We had a couple of eclipses in the past 2 months, so it's really been quite challenging. Bringing a lot of stuff up for the sake of integration, which is always good, but can be challenging. I had a couple of health issues. I had to replace my phone unexpectedly, and honestly, the energy just had me on my ass. I was so exhausted. I'm catching up with personal readings right now. I'm taking some time off to do that, as well as just getting back up on my feet. I don't have an exact date right now for when my services will be back online, so I highly recommend following me on my social media if you aren't already, as I'll be posting everywhere as soon as everything is up and running again. You can find all of my information in the description box down below. I also apologize that I haven't really had a chance to do the mid-monthly readings. I had a couple of people ask about that in my personal readings. I've really been thinking, as this channel has been growing, about what steps to take, what's the next phase, what are things going to be looking like. I keep things fresh. I'd like to evolve and grow. And I'm really figuring out what it is I'm going to be doing next, or I have been, and I'm actually feeling guided to start making those changes now, to start growing and expanding my content in ways I think you're all actually going to really enjoy. So I hope you're all looking forward to that, but I apologize, I've been kind of keeping you in the dark with that process. I will also be foregoing the formal astrological report for this month's general reading. I know last month a lot of people were complaining in the videos that the intros were too long. The videos themselves got really long because there was so much that was happening astrologically, and I really wanted to cover things. And honestly, the astrology and the tarot has been so on point and synchronistic that it really felt redundant to actually have both. It kind of felt like it just lengthened the video for no reason because the messages were kind of the same anyway. So I will be referencing the astrology throughout the reading as it comes up, to the best of my ability, of course. I do also have the Astrological forecast blog for February in the description box as well, for those of you who still want to read about the overview of the month, as well as what dates or what specific aspects will be happening on what dates. I would love to hear about the flow of this video from all of you in the comment section down below. I'm always curious to hear your feedback, and again, I'm flexible, I'm willing to grow and expand with all of you. So I'm going to start shuffling here now. As I'm doing that, I just want to give my friendly reminder that this is a general reading, meaning not all the messages that come forward are going to be meant for you specifically. It is up to your own intuition and discernment to figure out what messages apply and what should be left behind for someone else. Sometimes we are drawn to these readings, not even for our own lives, but for the people around us. So regardless of these other people's signs, you may be watching this to teach them or to offer them some insight in their own lives as well. You are welcome to switch the roles in this reading as you see fit, because again, this is a general reading, so the story is going to be a little bit different for everybody. But if you feel like someone else's energy is your own energy or vice versa, you are more than welcome to switch the roles. Don't get too caught up on the gender or zodiac of the cards. It's just the way the energy is coming through and being translated for this collective at this time. So let's see. What do we have for Cancer at the start of February here? So we have a lot of Leo energy. We have the Sun. The Well and Strength card are coming out together. And we have the Four of Wands in reverse. I'm getting this sense of sacrifice very strongly, actually, with the Strength and the Well. That's popping right out. This is where you are emotionally. And it could be in a situation with a Leo for some of you. But I really feel like the takeaway from these two cards, the Strength card, it's all about emotional mastery and not giving in to emotional impulses, being able to sit with your emotions. Tame this beast here. And there's a lot of growth. But I feel like with this Well, I think of the well with Odin, where he throws his eye into the well so he can gain the ability to see into the past and the future. There is this element of sacrifice. Your strength has been tested in a lot of ways, and you're really, really feeling it, and something is coming to light here with the Sun card in your life. There's going to be some major revelations that are going to be happening at the start of the month for you. You might even be feeling like you're putting in a lot of energy towards something. There's a lot of drive, actually, right now in the collective. I'm personally feeling it, but we have Venus sextiling Pluto and Saturn, I believe, on the 2nd and 3rd, respectively. And it's really having people... It's having people take themselves seriously in a way where they're looking at their relationships and seeing if they're actually serving what it is that they want to be doing. And for you, Cancer, the way this is actually looking, because Pisces, which is where Venus is, this is about your insights, your knowledge, your ideas, your philosophy. You're looking at that relative to the people, your friendship, the people, your tribe, your network is a good way of looking at this with Capricorn. No, I'm sorry. That's actually not true. It is with partnership, it is with romance, because that's your 7th house. Your ideas, your philosophies, how is that matching up to your reality in your relationships? You may be getting a reality check, honestly. The Sun isn't usually bad, though. The Sun is usually some rebirth, it's usually some new life. The energy is actually pretty strong here. And we do have the 4 of Wands in reverse. Something might not be going the way you want it to, or you still haven't achieved what it is you set out to do. Things aren't quite where you'd like it to be. But there's hope. And you've sacrificed a lot. You've grown a lot, Cancer. Some of you may be ending a relationship. And it doesn't feel like like you're being broken up with. It's like you're walking away from someone else. You're ending a relationship because there's a lot that you have experienced depth-wise that this person hasn't. You've really been through the ringer. That's for sure. I know for the past several months, really all of last year, you've had quite a rough year, Cancer. And I think with the most recent eclipse that happened in your sign on January 10th, it's really shaking things up. It may have been a very challenging month for you, but I'm feeling like the start of February, there's a lot of fire, there's a lot of passion. And that's kind of the energy collectively as well, because we do have Venus entering Aries on the 7th. We also have a full moon in Leo on the 9th. And there is a lot of Leo energy here. That's actually very interesting. And with that, you're getting this very... Your self-esteem is kind of increasing. And sometimes when you do that, you lose people. When you start taking yourself seriously, your ideas seriously, your hopes seriously. Because we realize we've been choosing a relationship over choosing ourselves. We've been trying to choose another person, but the reality is you're not in a relationship if you have to give up yourself. You're not. If you're not you, you're not in the relationship. You're not relating to that person. This Four of Wands is really interesting, but so is this Sun. I want to clarify things a little more here. Okay, interesting. Judgment in the reverse with the Four of Wands in reverse. Some of you are walking away from the past. There could be a person coming back from the past. And if not, that's not what's important. I know people get really hung up about that in these readings. I don't mean to give people that sort of like false hope or anything if that's what that's feeding. That's not what I'm trying to do here. What this is you are healing from something from the past. There is a lot of Leo energy. Wow, the Queen of Wands. It feels like there's a fire sign. Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. Someone who's very full of themselves, full of passion. I actually feel like for some of you, this is a family member. With this Judgment and the Four of Wands both in the reverse. Because we do have the Ten of Cups here in the reverse as well. I get the sense that it's like there was this thing that you once thought would make you happy. And you either got it and realized that it's not making you happy anymore, or you're just realizing after it not happening for so long, there's part of you that doesn't even really want it. You were so hung up into it, you put so much time and energy into something that you almost can't imagine just leaving something behind. But there is something new here with this Sun energy as well. There is something new coming in, a new chapter. It feels hopeful. This doesn't feel heavy. I don't want this to be freaking anyone out. Eight of Wands. Yeah, there's some movement happening here. I actually feel like this is really, really specific, but makes a lot of sense with Mercury that's going to be going retrograde in Pisces. That is your 9th house. Again, general reading, not going to apply to everyone, but some of you are actually returning to a place you have visited or traveled to in the past. And going back there, you are seeing something from a different light. Something is shifting for you. You're gaining a different perspective. And there's a lot of change that's going to be happening for you, Cancer. It may already have started taking place, especially after that eclipse that happened for you. So animal wisdom, we have buffalo and spider. It's like, this is the really weird energy. This came up for Gemini as well. Going forward in February is going to be kind of a weird feat. It's going to be a weird task because it's not about taking the direct, super fast approach. Sometimes the buffalo charges, but for the most part, it's a very calm, steady pace. Spider is definitely a very flow state. It's weaving. It goes into a trance as it creates this web around it, and it waits for abundance to come to it. You finally stopped resisting something. You were wanting something so bad, and when you finally let it go, you realized you were actually resisting going forward. And the trick with this month, with this Mercury retrograde, it's not about the most direct. The thing that seems the most direct is not going to be the quickest way to get to an outcome, to achieve something. It's actually a time to slow down, to take things easy. I wrote this in the blog and I want to tell it to you. It's better to take longer getting to where you want to be than to rush to where you aren't meant to. I feel like you're taking care of yourself this month, Cancer, with this Empress energy at the bottom of the deck. You're building this web around you. You might not have the outcome or the results you were hoping to have or thinking you'd have, but it's coming. You're planning for things to come out. You're doing the work. It might not seem direct to other people. It might seem like you're taking your time. But you're seeing something very clearly. You're seeing your life very clearly at the start of February. Let's see what we have for the second half of the month, maybe even a little further out. With these time frames, this is a general reading. It is going to play out at different paces for everybody else. Especially with a Mercury retrograde, that can kind of slow things down too. But let's see, where is all of this energy going for Cancer? Nice. Why so quiet? There we go. Okay. One more card, please. One more message. Where's all of this going for Cancer? There we go. Wow, okay. I really like this. This is good. We have the Ten of Cups. The King of Wands, the King of Pentacles, and the Fool in reverse all coming out together. Then finally, the Six of Swords, Knight of Pentacles, and Six of Wands. Something is definitely happening slowly. I don't feel like this is referring to the second half of February, but you're coming into a really nice place. And it almost doesn't matter that it's still some ways in the future. You're seeing this by the end of the month. You have a sense of this. You're feeling it for sure. We have the Ten of Cups. And it's just like I said, you're getting where you actually want to be. It's just taking some time. This is a very different energy than the energy I've been tapping into for you all. I know Cancers have been having such a hard time. This is a nice breath of fresh air. And I do see this fire sign energy coming in again. This really sure, confident person. Also this earth sign energy, but it could actually be your own. Either of these could really be your own. And there's a lot of stability here. These two have seen a lot. And with the Fool in reverse, they're very wise from their experiences. They've seen things clearly now. This could be involving you and another person, maybe a few other people, but it could also just be that you're not in any rush anymore. And you're really sitting in your power in the moment. Your power isn't something that's far away. You don't have to be strong in the future. It's like your circumstance isn't mattering as much. Although I see a lot of happiness for you. But again, this does feel like a work in progress. Just knowing what the energy has been for you, Cancer, and just knowing that we do have a Mercury retrograde. We have a Six of Swords and Six of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles. Again, this message of leaving something behind. The choppy water, the waves, it's behind you. You see this shore in horizon. You see what's next for you. You do have a sense of where everything is going in your life. You see this victory that you're going to be having with the Six of Wands, or maybe even this return to something. And it doesn't necessarily feel like a relationship, it feels like the return of yourself. I do wonder if there is an earth sign coming into your life for some of you, however, with this Knight of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles. That could be Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn. After leaving this fire energy in the past, it seems like you're going more into this earthy element now. And you are building things up slowly. And when you take this slow approach, that's when you really feel this Ten of Cups. And the Ten of Cups, I think a lot of people over-romanticize this card just a little bit. It is a very romantic card. It's the wife, it's the kids, it's the house, it's the fence, it's everything that you want. And that's an ideal. Reality doesn't normally match our ideals like that. But that feeling of just everything feeling fallen into place, that's something that's available to you regardless of what your life is looking like by the end of February. You can have that faith with Buffalo, that things are falling into place, and I think many of you will. You're seeing it. You're seeing signs of it. You're seeing something change. Something has shifted for this group. What is the animal wisdom for Cancer? So we have the lizard and the snake. Definitely some shedding here with these two reptiles, that's for sure. You're shedding an old skin. And you're growing. And that's kind of why I felt like this Six of Swords, Six of Wands, it's not about someone from the past, it's about you letting go of a past thing. A past version of yourself, growing into something new. You're shedding. You've been shedding. Your whole life has been kind of crumbling, Cancer, as a group, and you're finally coming out of this emerged. I do feel like, I know Saturn is going to be entering Aquarius. It's going to be leaving Capricorn, your 7th house, in March. So the lessons relative to partnership are really lifting as well. For a lot of you, you've been thinking about relationships or a relationship for the past year. And you're coming out of this transformed, grown. You're seeing things from a different angle with Lizard as well. Lizard is almost like this hanged man energy to me because it is cold-blooded, but it's very sensitive at the same time. And it's kind of this silent observer sort of energy. Whereas Snake, it is this awakening, this Kundalini rising. You're feeling your life force in your body again. You're coming back alive. There is some shedding that might be going along with that. And it's very important for you to be mindful of how you are expending your energy, because these are both cold-blooded creatures. They both gain their energy by being in the sun. They know where their energy source is. They return to that. And their bodies are literally evolved, designed to conserve energy. And I think that's what you're doing. And in taking care of yourself in this way, it's actually the quickest way to getting what you want. You're not in this resistance anymore. When you let go of the dream gets realized. When you let go of how it has to look, it starts opening up. You're already feeling it. You're trusting it. You know things are falling into place. Wow, Cancer, this was a great reading. I hope that this was all helpful for all of you. Definitely let me know in the comments down below what is going on. I'd love your like and subscribes. And again, I have all of my links in the description box down below. If this reading did not resonate or you'd like greater clarity, you're also more than welcome to check out the videos for your moon, rising, or Venus sign. If you don't know what those are, I do have a natal chart calculator in the description box down below that should be able to help you figure that out. And I will see you all in the next video. Take care, Cancer.